your mind is okay. Off your mind, like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. Ayekun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Ayekun diary, ayikun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Ayekun diary.
Good evening to you. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Mayegun Live. Share the broadcast and I'm welcoming you to the Sunday sermon. Today, thank you very much for joining me. This is a follow-up to what happened in Oyo State. With the jailbreak in Oyo State. The Oyo State government, through the governor, gave a press release, and we are going to treat that today. And indeed, are we free to say Oyo State is about to be gone and become our own Zamfara? I mean, you may say, God forbid, there's a lot going on. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite those who are not really your friendly friends. Tell them. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Ayé ẹ̀sùn láti. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Thank you. Thank you.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràgì. Ayé ẹ̀sùnràgì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràgì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran òun. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràgì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Thank you. This is me just getting ready and waiting for others to join us. So if you are just joining us, thank you for joining us this afternoon or this morning or evening, whichever time you choose to watch this. You have heard about the jailbreak in Oyo State, where Fulani terrorists broke into jail. But the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, have a different view of it. So I'm going to read what he shared as the statement from the government of Oyo State. Sorry, I'm going to read word for word. He gave a broadcast after that incident yesterday. And he said, I am addressing you today to update you about recent happenings affecting the security of our state. Last night, security operatives responded to a distress call about a jailbreak in Abolongo Correctional Center, Oyo Town. The correctional facility had been attacked with explosives and some inmates were set free. Our security men were ambushed. As a result, we lost 2 of our security agents, a corporal of the Nigerian Army attached to Operation Bust, and an operative of the Oyo State Amotekun Corps, Tijani Sadiq Babatunde. 2 people killed. Aside from these 2 lives lost, we had several operatives injured. I must mention that one of our Amotekun female volunteers, Shukurat Omoba, is presently in critical condition. I have visited her at the hospital, and we are deploying all state resources to ensure that she survives this. Please, let us all join in prayer, the typical line of Nigerian politicians, prayer. Let us all join in prayer for our speedy and complete recovery. May God heal her and recover her. Continue. Although some inmates have been recovered and taken back into custody, some are still at large. All security agencies have been placed on high alert to ensure that all that escaped are rearrested and returned to custody. I am therefore using this opportunity also to put the citizens on alert. There is no better time to repeat the call to action. If you see something, please say something. These criminals would want to go to areas where they will not be easily rearrested. If you spot any unexplained strangers in your community, please call the 615 security emergency number immediately and make a report. I have directed the security agencies to deploy personnel to critical national assets within the state and to monitor all entrance and exit points across the states. I appeal to you, the good people of Oyo State, blah, 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 blah. But again, rest assured that we will continue to do everything we are constitutionally allowed to do to secure our state. That is where I'm going to start from. I actually like Seyi Makinde. I do. Until recently, when it became obvious that is patriotism, is sincerity, was put to test when he had to choose between Nigeria and the Oyo people, the Oyo State people, the Yoruba people. So when we put that patriotism to test, it failed, and is continued to pretend that Nigeria constitution makes him incompetent to protect Oyo people constitutionally. That is a very big word, isn't it? Constitutionally allowed. Yes. Constitutionally, Yorubas are not allowed to have their own security outfit to fight Fulani terrorists invading and killing in Yorubaland. They are now emboldened that because they know that we don't have the right to protect ourselves, not even those governors are constitutionally allowed to protect you. And this is why Oyo State has been the boiling point of this whole Fulani invasion in Yorubaland. Do not let anybody tell you otherwise. Oyo town, where Iku Baba Yeye, Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́, Ọba Lamidi Adéyẹmí, Iku Baba Yeye, as we revered him, is actually one of the leaders of Fulani herdsmen in Oyo town. Shocking? No, don't be shocked. Aláàfin himself have Fulanis that are helping him guide his cows, which he has no ranch for. He could have a ranch. Aláàfin could build a ranch and put all his cows there. So this reckless movement of cows that has now given room as entrance for Fulani terrorists to camp in different forests of Yorubaland. Our Baba, Iku Baba Yeye, maybe he didn't know that he was wrong. Maybe they never actually thought about the consequences of that. As recent as last year, Iku Baba Yeye is still defending the Fulani terrorists in Oyo area. And one of the reasons why, when Sunday Igboho rose up to go after them in those places, he did not receive the real support he should get. He thought they would at least see him as an outsider who is not part of their system, going after these criminals that are coming after the Yoruba people, but he didn't get that support. And this is the honest truth. Apart from Aláàfin, there are many other politicians in Oyo State who also went as far as Niger Republic to bring in Ada. They call them, they know how to herd cows better, roaming cows everywhere, destroying everywhere. So when locals were fighting with the Fulani then, they haven't become this sophisticated. When they were fighting them, Lamadeshino was governor. Bokwari flew from Daura with Marua and the rest of them. They moved down to Ibadan, Agodi, to go and challenge Lamadeshino. Why? And the question Bokwari asked him was, why are your people killing my people? So I'm giving you the dateline, even before the emergence of Seyi Makinde himself. So this entrance and incursion has now metamorphosed into them believing that they actually own the community. If you work for a king, Aláàfin of Ọ̀yọ́, Ọba tó nílẹ̀ tó ní gbogbo nǹkan, like they say, as a Fulani that can roam your cows anywhere, under the protection of Aláàfin, do you need to fear any other person, even if you don't have guns? Now, the problem is this. They are now telling us that those ones who were working for the Aláàfin and co, they were good Fulanis that have been there for years. True. Agree. Then what do we do about those ones that are now camping in thousands in different forests? The Aláàfin himself cannot say, these are the real Fulanis that are rearing cows. And in fact, we are going to build ranch for them. so that you can identify criminals who are kidnapping people. They didn't do that too. All of this I'm telling you right now, they are the internal factor that put strain into Yoruba, either being able to speak for ourselves or being able to defend ourselves. These are internal that politically they will not tell you. So you'll be wondering, how come they wanted to sacrifice Igboho despite all he did? It is very simple. You don't go after the establishment when it favors them. So what happened? We have no security. Seyi Makinde is talking about constitutionally allowed power to keep people safe. Constitutionally, Fulani terrorists are not supposed to carry AK-47. They are not supposed to carry explosives. No be cow then they rear. No be that one should be the problem. But we all know they carry AK-47. But Yoruba has now said, we are going to start our own security outfit, Amotekun. But constitutionally, Amotekuns are not allowed to carry weapons. They should just be Olopa, holding up, going after Fulani terrorists in the forest. Is that not a setup? And let me give you the background of how Amotekun even come to be. It was the crisis insecurity in Oyo State that gave birth to Amotekun, that gave birth to Seyi Makinde, thinking he was going to at least do it with the rest of the Yoruba governors by doing it all together, a united front, right? And create a security outfit so that one single state won't be singled out and dealt with like Boko Haram is dealing with people. And people told Seyi Makinde, I believe, they told him about Dawn, developmental agenda for Western Nigeria. It is a real sort of a roadmap put together by Yoruba think tanks, strong professionals, who put these ideas of how Yoruba can be protected, how Yoruba can become a regional system, how Yoruba will operate and develop same way, how we are going to build our schools, build our institutions, build our, how Yorubas are going to protect ourselves mainly. They call them Developmental Agenda for Western Nigeria, Dawn Commission. But this was a project sanctioned by ACN, Tifnumbu. However, it was a brilliant idea that could make all the Yoruba professionals, Yoruba big thinkers, grammar speakers to see something to align with. And somehow, that thing actually took them to Tifnumbu, who never intends to implement anything like that. So Seyi Makinde saw that loophole, was like, okay, there is actually an agenda for Western Nigeria on security, where Yorubas are to build and establish our own security outfit, harm them, train them, and pay them well, and keep Yorubaland safe. Okay, Oyo State is boiling. Nigerian military, Nigerian police are backing the terrorists. I don't have any way to protect the people. They gave me Operation Bust. Security still never changes. Insecurity continues to worsen. But our people don't even know much of this. Maybe before they discover it, let me go and meet all these governors. They said something. Let us relaunch Dawn. You remember that picture when they relaunched Dawn? I think I even have, I think I do have something here. Let me see if I can share that with you. Some of you may remember. So when they launched Dawn, it was meant for Yoruba states to come together and pool their resources together and develop Yorubaland together, just like Awolowo did during the action group, so that not so good, financial states in Yorubaland, they will be uplifted by those financially buoyant states, and the development will bring something like, oh, let us make Osun State industrial hub, or let us create a new industrial hub here in Soso State, and create, you know what I mean? All those ideas that Awolowo did, so we can do it together and bring prosperity and safety to our people. So Seyi Makinde was interested in security and he joined them. And Amotekun was birthed. Then they faced the legal part, the constitutionally allowed limits. Nigeria constitution put all the control of the police, of the military, of the air force, all the security, defense, and everything in Nigeria. They put them under one man, whoever is sitting there inside the asshole rock. You can be bragging to your stage, you can be making mouth, you can do this, you can do that. If the person in asshole rock says you are talking shite, yes, you are talking shite. So that then brought them back to the constitutional parts. How are they going to breach that? They decided to go and make laws in their own states. Immediately they made the laws. Northern Nigeria said, the northern governors who are paying bandits, paying terrorists, those ones who are watching children being kidnapped, raped, and sold off as slaves, they came after the southern Nigeria for making laws, especially the Yorubas, for making laws to ban open grazing. But remember, Lagos was not under attack of Fulani terrorists. Well, partially Osun has been under attack of Fulani terrorists. We have seen the attacks in Ogun State that have led to people becoming refugees in Benin Republic today. We have seen the attacks, repeated attacks in Oyo State. 4 local government areas was actually under their control in Oyo State. And none of us, many of you didn't know. Now, Amotekun is meant to go after them. That was the primary purpose of establishing Amotekun. Send them into the forest. Kick out all those who are grouping in their hundreds, in their thousands. People have seen them. People, security forces, they said in Yorubaland, if any Fulani terrorist is brought to court, brought to a police station, maybe the locals manage to overpower that Fulani terrorists and they take them to the police station. Within minutes or hours, the call will come. They say it's a call from, order from above to release them. Now, Seyi Makinde from Oyo State witnessed how Fulani terrorists took over 4 local governments in Oyo State. How Amotekun went after them, cleared 3 local governments until they got to Ibarakpa part of it. And they shot at Amotekun comrades. And that was the end of it. They were the Seyi Makinde that witnessed the killing, the massacre in Egongon. You know what they did in Egongon? When they came back after they burned down Igboho's house, and they came to his house to kill him. They went to Egongon and they killed over 28 people there one night. Those who committed those crimes, we haven't found them. Seyi Makinde, the governor, is also witnessing the jailbreak now, where people brought in explosives to his state to break inmates. Among them, arrested Fulani terrorists. We don't know the names of those. They said they have recovered over 500 of them. What happened to the remaining over 200 of them? I remember trying to ask Seyi Makinde to come on to Mayegun's Diary Politico, and some of the guys around him, they were giving some funny excuses, funny reasons why he can't come and all of that. If he has a chance of watching this video, and he has a chance or the courage to come here and face us and let us ask him some direct questions about that insecurity and the constitutionally allowed power he is talking about, maybe he should come cleaner or clearer, better, and tell people, listen, if it comes to insecurity, you know what? They have no power. Every effort to try to curb this, there is no way we could fight them if things continue like this. If Seyi Makinde sees the video, tell him, let him come on Mayegun's Diary Politico. I will ask him some direct questions that will actually give us direct answers to something he's not telling us. Reassuring the people is nice. Amotekun can't fight. Of course, I really want to, Princess, because I know you can do a lot. You have that much influence. Bring him on. I'm not bringing him on to entertain him. I like him. I really like him. And what I liked about him is the fact that his policies that are really pro-Yoruba, pro-education, pro-family, pro-development, pro-hard work. I love that. I don't like their politics, of course. So this time around, the insecurity, which is everybody's business, if Seyi Makinde can come on here this week, we'll ask him this question and he will confess it on here to all of us that indeed, constitutionally, Boko Haram and gang, they will never let him protect the Yorubas. And you know, one thing is this, unfortunately, unfortunately, he has a limited time too. Same with everyone who always come back to say, oh, you know, I can't really do that when I was there. I couldn't really make that move. I know things. Seyi Makinde know things. The old farm settlements that he decided to go and resettle some new farmers, young farmers in Oyo State, things that could protect prevent us from hunger that Boko Haram and gang and their jihad unleash on us, right? Growing our own food. That is under threat. And guess where those farm settlements are in Oyo State? They are in that Oyo North senatorial, this area of Ibarapa, Ayete, Egongon, Ife, Dora, what's that place called? All those parts, 4 local government areas in that place. And those are the places under siege, which simply means, as people tell you that food is cheaper in Ibadan, food is cheaper in Oyo State, ask them today. And they won't tell you why, because every effort to grow their food has come under attack. As Oyo State gone, we read it here. We found the confirmation. They said that Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram, they have taken over 500 communities in Niger State. They've hoisted their flag there, and the whole place is now controlled by Sharia. Nigeria is not even bothering to go there, but they are so fixated on the southern Nigeria that even the southern governors are not telling us the truth. And before it is too late, they broke into prison. Seyi Makinde should be able to tell us the names of those inmates that are missing. The only way to allay the fear of the people is to tell them the truth. They say you don't say all the truth if you are in power. Of course, I don't expect you to say all the truth, but there are some truth that you can't continue to lie about. We want the names of those who escaped. You shouldn't be protecting them. We want the names so that we can know the intention. Don't try to patronize us with fancy word assurance that you don't even have control over. From what we have received, Malami and Co., they continue to set us up in Yorubaland. They have already brought in the terrorists to commit all this crime. I've told you this. This is October. Next month is November. Yeah? And then you have just 2 months left this year. We told you, towards the end of the year, strange things that you will never believe are happening. Strange things. They will be happening in Yorubaland. And like Nostradamus. I mean, nobody waiting to record the guy be that. Because people are saying Nicodemus. Which one be Nicodemus? Which one is Nostradamus is the one. Anyway. Something that would now make somebody like myself sound like Nostradamus, somebody who saw the future. They are happening because the politicians are not telling the truth. And because they are not telling the truth, right, it makes it difficult to really get help that will crush all this insecurity. In the face of insecurity, if anybody tells you that you are making progress, they are lying to you. Check yourself and check around you. That's the situation we found ourselves in Yorubaland today. Fulani brought a bomb to Yorubaland, to bomb prison. And their media said bandits. Some of them call them unknown gunmen. And you as a Yoruba person, you think this is a joke? This is just a coincidence? No. We would like to ask them. We would like to ask, especially Seyi, Ogun State Governor, that one, dubious Dapo. You know why I can't really talk to that one, right? I'll tell you. From January this year, the people of Ojaudon in Ogun State, people of Yewa North local government area of Ogun State, they have been under endless attacks from Fulani terrorists before January this year. Now, January this year, some of them, they had to run for their lives. Some of them ended up in Benin Republic as refugees. Do you know that the person who is the governor of Ogun State, the media in Ogun State, the Ogun State House of Assembly, the churches in Ogun State, the mosque in Ogun State, the markets in Ogun State, the car parks and garages in Ogun State, hospitals and schools in Ogun State, everywhere in Ogun State, nobody is talking about them. Not even their governor. To them, that never happened. You know what? If I bring him onto Mayegun's diary political, number one, they will see it as if to say, I am bringing him here to destroy him, which is actually going to be true. And he himself is invited to come and explain to us how far Ogun State government managed these people who are now living in Benin Republic since January 2021, running away from Fulani terrorists. So, but Seyi Makinde continue to assure people, even his policies continue to pretend that they could do something, but they are just paper tigers. I won't waste my time on the dubious Dapo. Ogun State people will find out what they bought, as some of them today are living in Benin Republic as refugees running away from Fulani terrorists.
Due to that crisis, Fulani crisis that was occurred at our country, that's the reason why we migrated to this place. We are forcefully migrated to this place due to that.
By force.
By force. It's not by willingness.
Women. Oh, man or women. How much are us, man or women?
Only you.
Are dying here.
Both the women and men migrated from that area.
No.
And
how much?
People died.
But say how many people they killed there?
Okay.
Yeah.
There are few many people. But that our many people. Many people have lost their lives. Many people have lost People are still migrating because of that.
What happened?
It's because of the Fulani crisis. Fulani, they are killing the people anyhow.
They are killing the people
anyhow. They will move from any from one village to another. They will migrate from one place to another.
And
they just keep people. That's the reason why the people are scared. They move down to
These are people from different communities in Yewa local government areas of Ogun State. Many of you know this story. I have repeated it and repeated it and repeated it to this day. To this day, the dubious Dapo, governor of Ogun State, and everybody in Ogun State who claim to be leaders, the leaders that never mention them. Ever do anything to say, So we have over 10,000 people, including almost 8 women who gave birth when they were running away to safety. They gave birth on their journey to refugee camp in another country, in Yorubaland. But Seyi Makinde can be, because I used to think, if we manage Seyi Makinde very well, somebody who stood up and said, please don't shoot protesters in Oyo State. When the Lagos Abobakus when the Lagos Abobakus were celebrating their murderous leaders, shooting and killing people for protesting during NSAS, Seyi Makinde. And even when people got shot in Oyo State, Seyi Makinde took responsibility as a leader. So I was beginning to say, well, maybe Seyi Makinde understands the right for people to disagree, the right for people to have a different causes and all of that. As long as they are not hurting or harming anybody, they are not illegal or criminals. Maybe Oyo State will be the sanctuary for all of the Yoruba sons and daughters fighting for freedom. That the moment you enter Oyo State, even if Boko Haram is looking for you, once you enter Oyo State, you are safe, you are protected, you are not a terrorist. With Seyi Makinde, who knows that it's only a terrorist government that is pursuing you. I got disappointed when Oyo State was going for a rally and Operation Burst and Amotekun, they left the forest. They decided to go and block his way from going to a rally. And I'm like, who controls Operation Burst? Or your state governor, of course. And that was, though they didn't kill anyone, they didn't brutalize, they just do show of power. When Oyo State was going to Oshun, they blocked the road. When he was going to Igangan, they blocked the road. When he was going to Ekiti, they blocked the road. And it was Operation Burst. And they always do that before he leaves Ibadan. I was disappointed. Whose interest or whose side is Seyi Makinde at? Or whose side is he in? I mean, sorry, on, rather. But that can actually be exposed if any of you can convince him to come on. Or your state is practically gone. And sincerely speaking, even the political leverage that Yorubas always use is gone too. The people you are dealing with, they are terrorists. They will call you one. If Seyi Makinde and the rest of them, with what they now know, if they want to understand that constitutional power, constitutionally allowed power, Governor Seyi Makinde, or your State House of Assembly promulgated a law that you signed that gave birth to Amotekun. And it says the personnel must be trained and armed to do their jobs. Abi? Now, you have trained them. We hope that you didn't train them to be using kondo. So come on, Mayegun's Dari, and tell us and say, the reason why Amotekun cannot carry gun is because Buhari will not let you carry gun. We know, but we want you to say it. So that the Yorubas can say, oh, so it's true what Mayegun has been saying. He not be say Yoruba no get people to protect Yorubaland though. But if you try to protect Yorubaland, is you are declaring war on Fulani terrorists, and that invariably means you are declaring war on the Fulani government of Nigeria, FGN. So if Seyi Makinde or any of them who is bold enough can turn on their camera and accept my invitation and say, Mayegun, it is true. Nobody say we no get money to buy AK-47. Not that we don't have money to buy a bulletproof vest. Not that we don't have money to buy armored and bulletproof helmet. But if we try it, Boko Haram will declare us terrorists. Come and say it, so that people can say, "Oh, that's the reason." You know what? Oh yeah, go and buy it. We want him to declare you the terrorist. Then you will then show us whose side you are on. The side of Nigeria, or the side of the people you claim to calm down. I'm sorry that this is the way I'm sending invitation to Seyi Makinde, the governor. I don't know any other way. I've tried. I remember a time I said, oh, you know what? If any of you can like this video, if 10,000 people can like this picture, then I'm going to bring Seyi Makinde. I actually made an attempt. I wanted to bring him on to come and talk the things he will never say to their media in Nigeria. He won't want to say to me, but I have a way to cough it out of him on Mayegun's Diary Political. Trust me. And he's going to enjoy it too. After the whole conversation, Seyi Makinde himself is going to leave the whole broadcast kind of freer because the people will react after that. The point here is this. You can no longer play politics with people's lives. You can no longer pretend that breaking a prison breaking into prison, using dynamite and killing security in Yorubaland, that you are afraid to mention their names, which we all know that nothing will happen. So you come here. Seyi Makinde is a billionaire, we are told. He made his money outside politics. So what does he have to lose? If he comes on Mayegun's Diary Political and say, Mayegun, it is true. We don't have any power for real than the shakara we get. I will ask him direct question that what makes Sunday Igboho become the enemy of Oyo State when he should be the hero, the person that Oyo State should do and give every protection to? How come that you, Mr. Governor, despite all you know, allowed Boko Haram and his gang to chase Igboho out of Oyo State, and the Oyo people are now at the mercy of Fulani terrorists that you know that despite the army of Amotekun, you can do nothing? Why did you let that happen? I'm just giving you the idea of what it's going to be like if Seyi Makinde should accept my invitation. Princess, work on it and get back to me. Let's ask him questions. So if they want to impeach him, if they want to dethrone him as governor, whatever they want to do to him, he's a billionaire. Or your people will fight back and they will keep their sanity. That truth is very, very important, because if you don't say it, how are you going to fight the insecurity when you cannot even mention the people who carried out the crime, when you cannot prosecute them even if you arrest them, and you turn around, they will do it again, and you tell your people, we are going after them, we are going to get them, we'll punish them, don't worry. So maybe we can bring him and come and break the table. I can make him break the table. And if he doesn't come, fine, I mean, after all, we are just a pest. We are just a thorn on their fleshes. PDP, APC. They know that we are just like the needle that is pinching them every now and then. Even when they feel like, oh, if I say, don't leave me for today, they talk about us today. Small time, Even talking about APC, stray bullet will go hit those PDP and the rest of them. Stray bullet will go and meet those who are sitting on the fence, called defense sitters. But we would like to come and use them to break the entire table here. He is a rich man, they told us, a billionaire. He should fear nothing. Like Donald Trump. Abi? Donald Trump no fear anything. No be so? Because he believes he's a billionaire. And he can, great. Seyi Makinde should come and do same. The truth that will help him. The truth that will likely unlock everything. Because if Seyi Makinde show up here and he admits it on camera that it is true, that they are incapacitated, and it is true that Oyo State and there's some local governments in Oyo State are under the threat of a total takeover by the Fulani terrorists. If he can admit it, maybe that will wake all of you up. They broke into prison. They will soon break into schools. They will soon kidnap school children in places in Yorubaland that you'll be wondering, are we in Yorubaland or in Zamfara? I will remind you, bros, you are still in Yorubaland. Now the jihadi 21st century Nigeria you are living now. So they are done. Dawn was about regional system. Okay? Let me see if I can bring that up for you, like I said earlier. Dawn, developmental agenda for Western Nigeria. It includes economic, research, security, name it, that would help the people of Yorubaland who are currently domiciled in the western region of Nigeria. The idea of Dawn is about regionalism. Sorry, guys. I always get a problem when I put cap on there. My head starts going warmer and warmer and warmer and becomes so uncomfortable. I wish I could leave it on for long, but I'll be taking it off, putting it back, taking it off. So we'll do it. Right. Let me see if I can use this. This is Dawn Commission. Okay, for those who probably have heard about them. But these guys are meant to be, they are funded by the state governments in Yorubaland, state governors. So the plan was to actually get all the Yoruba cities, towns, communities linked together through rail, transportation, water system, good education system, one curriculum, good healthcare system, industrial revolution all across this land. They were supposed to be this. And Seyi Makinde is one of them. Well, if you look around you today, any idea called developmental agenda in Yorubaland is under threat. The criminals who are currently capable of breaking into prisons, they know that they don't have anyone that can challenge them for whatever reason, that can really challenge them and stop them. That then put every developmental agenda in danger. And politicians need to come out and accept this. They need to come out and admit it. Because if they don't, there is no way you can say you are going to find a solution looking for a ghost. So, Oyo State jailbreak. And the report that we already have, that the Fulani terrorists are capable of doing anything in Yorubaland, right? Because they have the map of the entire Yorubaland, including the routes that they can walk undetected. Many communities have been, they are now desolate anyway. They have turned to ghost towns because they have been invaded by these terrorists, and the Yoruba governors from some of these parts, they kept them away from the public. So we have gotten to a stage whereby it's not going to just be private anymore. Malamu has tried to, has already linked us to terrorism in Yorubaland. Is already, they're already preparing their unknown gunmen that will do all of these things in Yorubaland. And you, as Oyo State governor, maybe you can give us a light or shed more light into what is really going on in Oyo State, so that you can put a stop to rumor, like you said in your press statement. We put a rumor, we put an end to the rumor. Don't listen to the rumor on social media. Okay, the situation is under control. That was what you told us when they attacked Igboho and killed over 20 people in Igboho. No single person has been arrested today. And that was way back in in June, when they attacked Igboho and killed over 20 people. We know those who carried out the attack. It was a reprisal attack after Oyo Igboho saw to the end of this grouping vermins, this grouping of criminals in Igboho forest. Chased them away. They returned back. They burned down his house. Oyo State government couldn't tell us who did that to this day. They went back again to go and attack and try to kill him. Oyo State government kept quiet, right? But the people of Igboho, including the palace of the king of Igboho, burned down by these criminals. To this day, we don't know who did that. Now they have just broken into a jail. Very soon now, this Wiriabo Bakus, this Alatenuji, Alajekui, all these ombud slaves, some of these Lagos Abobo can go, right? They are going to come out and change the story. And very soon they will start telling us the Oyo town prison broken into by Fulani terrorists and released the terrorists there. It was not done by the Fulani terrorists. It's actually done by the Yorubas or by the Igbos or Biafrans. This Alajeku, Alajema Mobitara Bigba, or this Alajeku, Alajebole, this Alakpama Shishe, lazy bomb crumb eaters, these praise singers, I'm talking about them, or this Lagos Abobo. It's not going to be a shocker if in the next few days, if Malamu could come out after a year of the people discovering their food, their money, and everything meant for them, stolen by Akiolu of Lagos, the Oba Lagoon. When people discovered that and they started taking everything he stole from them, a year later, Malamumu came out and he said, oh, it was done by IPOB. Then you have the Lagos Abobakus, all this Oshogbo Alimajiris, all these suits and tie, no sense. All these ombud slaves, obedient fools, and sophisticated morons who are also making effort to say, yes, it's true. I saw one Biafra. I saw one IPOB there, because they are all mad people anyway. So they're not going to, don't be shocked if they turn around tomorrow and say, are you sure say na Fulani do am? Are you sure say no be Igboho people? Are you sure say no be IPOB? Now so mad people, plenty for everywhere. So before they make it that, we need to ask, ask you, Seyi Makinde, the governor, Excellency, sir, because it's like, I don't know if that means something to you. Your Excellency, sir, if you see this video, You have just 48 hours to respond. 48 hours. Pick up the challenge. Let's talk about the insecurity in Oyo State, because that's the window. Oyo State sharing border with Niger State, sharing border with Kwara and all these places, yeah? Sharing border with Benin Republic. All these places they share border with are entrances for the Fulani terrorists so far that we have seen. And we have seen that it is a battle royale in this part of Oyo State. So how safe is Ibadan? Mr. Governor, if you take my challenge, you have 48 hours. Come on, we'll talk. Namesake. So today will be the sermon on Sunday sermon today. The insecurity in Yorubaland has become serious. Those who knows the truth, so those who actually know the truth, all these governors, they do. And those who are playing all this down, they know, or maybe we should tell them that even if you manage to cover this, every time they kill people in Yorubaland, and we report them, their blood is on you. Because if you are proactive enough to be honest and tell the people that we are capable of protecting you, but you see that a fake constitution called 99 Constitution does not give us the right to protect you. Maybe then our messages to the people that the Nigerian constitution is a fraud. It is a deliberate fraud that is actually going to help destroy and break Nigeria anyway, right? But we don't want this done in a bloody way. Maybe then our message to the people will make sense to them, that you are incapable. You can't protect them. You can't even give them prosperity. You have to go cap in hand, begging, before you can get peanuts to come back and start acting like governors. No, maybe our messages will now make sense to them. If you can boldly come out, one of you, and say it. Mayegun, it's true. We don't have any power to protect anybody. We are just trying to make our people calm, like the pastors, like the imams, like the seers, where they tell you, say, I see a yellow girl. Emeka, you are going to be a billionaire. There's a yellow girl. I'm seeing a yellow girl. Be careful of yellow girls. Or any black girl, good. You will become a billionaire. And you should be careful. Not a go party anyhow. Say you want to be billionaire. Say, yes, I want to be billionaire. So I want to. That's okay. Not a go out anyhow. Okay? In the next 5 years, your destiny say you go be billionaire. They are all calming you down. When pastors say, brethren, today, oh, I have this anointing. 20 people are going to become millionaires immediately. Raise up your hand and touch me. Touch my garment, touch this. And people, they rush, they touch them. They say, I won't become millionaire this week. Oh, thank you, Jesus, and all of that. So when you touch pastor garment, if they ask you to come and protest, where soldier they bring gun, you go. Emeka, when they tell you, say you go become billionaire in 5 years. If they ask you, say, oh boy, Biafra or death, you go. They are all calming you down. Same thing with politicians. Everything is under control. We are working on it. Everybody will be brought to justice. We have this. We have blah, 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 blah. All resources will change them, blah, blah, blah. Now to calm you down, if any of them can take the challenge and pick it up and face me in the next 48 hours, we will schedule them. We will talk about what they go on. Just say the truth. You don't need to impress us. Okay? Don't worry. Listen, my friends they will be nice. All right? Just answer the questions truthfully, sincerely. If you lie, people will say, you will read it in comment. Your PAs, SS will be telling you, say, Baba, that they cost you. Baba, cut the phone, cut the video. Be like, say, it don't go south. Oh. But if you are honest, you will enjoy it. You will feel free. If you can tell us that indeed we have always been right. Yoruba governors cannot protect Yorubas, no matter what they promise you. And Yorubaland is under siege. That many of them are doing their best to underplay, like your pastors, like your imam, like your this, like your that. People telling you this or that to calm down. Oh yeah, pray. In the next 7 days, your this will change. You know what I mean? All those things are just to calm you down. When the 7 days come, you look around, you say, oh boy, Nothing change, oh. They say, now your faith, cause do it again. Another 7 days. I don't do 7 days times 8 to 35 days. I mean, 45 days. Say, how far? Anything change? About if I have to be honest, it's getting worse. So say, now your faith. Do 21, 21, 21. Now all of these are just to calm you down. So if something just happened, you say, hey, I thank God, I don't do 475 days prayers. And God said, I am always with the patient, those who are always patient. About not jobbing to buy time. The politicians, all of them, is the same mentality. But if they can come clean, maybe we can take it from there. Send my message to Seyi. I'm going to see you later tonight. To everyone who have the chance of joining me this afternoon on YouTube, on Facebook, just leave that, click that like before you go. Share the video as well just before you go. And don't forget, you can always join me again tonight. So I've delivered my sermon today to our Father and our mothers who are in heaven. We give the glory to those of us who made it today to the sermon. As the message enter your head, as you take right here, enter, make it not take here, a left here, vamuso. And at the same time, when you enter, make it sink, make you think. And at the end of the day, we likely have a common ground to face those who believe they are smart enough to keep us divided. So as the message enter your here, left, right here, make it not take this here. So make it not take this one. Come out. So I pray. And to every one of you who have received your own salvation, the truth, on the temple of truth, I congratulate you. May you not backslide, okay? May you not go back to your vomit like Femi Foni Kayode. May you not go back and eat your shit. The things that you have, the old things have passed away. Behold, you are now new. Now go into the world and multiply. Talk to people. Tell them the truth. You see, when you say truth, you are not in any competition. When you say truth, you don't need to remember anything. When you are saying the truth, in fact, you don't even need to write it down. Do you know that? If you are sincere and you want to say the truth, you don't need to write it down. You don't need to remember anything. You don't need to cram anything. Just speak your mind. Like Mayegun, and see through you our truth, our sincerity, perform wonders for you too. Are you going to do it? Talk to somebody about Nigeria. Talk to somebody about Yoruba nation. Talk to somebody about Biafra. Be sincere, be honest, be open, and at the same time, be ready not to argue with anybody. Just say it, just do it, and don't look back for anybody to acknowledge and say, I have been doing it, nobody give me record. Don't do it because you want anybody to give you recognition. You just do it. And all of us go meet for here at the Temple of Truth again. And you know one thing, when I'm talking like this on the Temple of Truth as your general overseer, some of you who go out to do all these things, who talk to people, who have a chat, who have a different way of talking now when it comes to Nigeria, after watching Mayegun several months, several years now, you see, when I'm talking about you, tell me, you know they get goosebump? I know they feel like, say, Mayegun is talking about, they get goosebump when people talk about me sometimes, or talk about something I do, even though the whole world is not even knowing I'm doing it. Even the whole world doesn't even know that I go out there, I talk to people. When you do that, and Mayegun is talking about it, it means I know. I know. You know, they get goosebumps. They feel like, say, oh boy, I'll go drum again. Oh, Mayegun, you are speaking my mind. I care what you mean, Mayegun. There are people like that. They do that to me. They'll say, Mayegun, this guy, you finger my brain. Mayegun, if I say you think, I am thinking like you because I am like you. It means that when I pull out the spirits, the truth, and you received it, you digest it, you think and you review, you digest, and at the end of the day, you become a new person that moment because you have an idea of what you're going to talk about, what you want to talk about. And when you go out there, you say, Baba, that country should break. Or say, no, Nigeria cannot just break. Listen, let me tell you something. You see, you are now talking differently. You are now having points. And people are beginning to say, I never thought like that, Sha. And you're like, oh, well, yanyi. Me will be saying, am I going to listen to Yala ya anybody? Yoruba nation anywhere, we go talk. Nothing. I'll give you point. You want point? I'll give you point. You want me to tell you why Yoruba should? I will tell you. I will not read book. I will not read paper. I'll give you 5 points. Offhand. It is at the attempt. They attend the Temple of Truth for a joke. I look like a joke to you. I like that. I want you to keep doing that. Talk to one person. Talk to 2 persons. When you go to African shop and somebody suddenly just mention Nigeria, I beg, participate. Drop on there. No argue with anybody. But make sure you drop your own sincere conversation there. Talk to them. And when you go out, if you be woman, we get long hair. After you finish the talk, whether they accept or not, whether they like it or not, when you walk out of that shop, just do like that and walk away. You get what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If you don't get, all of you will get afro, I'm not talking to you. Well, I'm talking about those ones with, if you are just a man, Baba, increase your shoulder pad. That's your moment. You just spoke about Yoruba nation. I just told them the truth about Igboho. I just educate them about Nnamdi Kanu. I don't care if they like it or not, if they accept it or not. I'm not in competition with them. When you go out, Baba, you carry them up. Let the shoulder go higher. Like that. If they touch your neck for a few minutes, enjoy it. And in the evening, come back. We'll feed ourselves again tonight. So extend my invitation to Seyi. If Seyi Makinde is coming, I'm going to tell you about it. I'm no longer going to go through his aid or his all these guys who are like pretty much, they know the kind of Mayegu, and they will feel like, the governor cannot go to that one. What nonsense. Shemojo nonsense, lo junior bi. 48 hours. Mokunasha pass the invitation. We'll go see for night, whether they accept it or not. We'll see for night. Good afternoon.
Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook Mayegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube Mayegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́ Mayegun máa wí. Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ Mayegun máa wí. Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Presido bá rúfin o Mayegun máa wí. Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Gómìnà kówó jẹ Mayegun máa wí. Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá Mayegun máa wí. Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o Mayegun máa wí. Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú Mayegun máa wí. Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Ani esunraki Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọn ò bẹ́ẹ̀bẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe èyí tó.